Saville. I'm a planner, criminologist, and one of the co-founders of the International Safety Association. I'm sorry I can't be with you today, but you're in very good hands with Jerry Cleveland and Matej Mejniak. Today, with my colleagues and friends, Matej and Jerry, you're going to learn a bit about first and second generation septet. You're going to learn about the necessary growth and the inevitable expansion of the original concepts of septet into what we now call second and third generation septet. Our concepts, second and third generation septet, are the topics of this presentation. You should also know the original pioneers of septet, journalist Jane Jacobs and her 1961 book, Death and Life of Great American Cities, my old friend and colleague, late Professor Clarence Ray Jeffrey, in his 1971 book on septet that gave septet its name, and architect Oscar Newman in his 1972 book, Defensible Space, and others as well who had played pioneering roles in the 1960s, 70s, and 80s, academics and researchers and design professionals. All these people contributed to the evolution of the field we now call septet. Their original ideas about the role of social motives and social conditions by the end of the 1980s faded away. And a lot of the strategies and tactics of septet turned into physical design modifications and target hardening, such as territorial control, access control, and astral surveillance. Today, many septet practitioners still practice the physical modification strategy, and they might claim that community participation just happens, or that their version of septet has always done social programs, or perhaps that you can just bring about people to your plans and hope that's enough. But there's nothing further from the truth. Without specific strategies and proven tactics, there is no way to ensure the social, psychological, and natural environment will show up in your septet work. Therefore, in 1997, Jerry and myself built on some work that Jerry was doing in schools as a high school teacher. And we developed second generation septet, the theory that when you teach residents, students, police officers, and urban designers all together how to use first generation septet in collaboration with social programming, that only then will you truly start to help put eyes on the street that really care, eyes that are willing to become part of the neighborhood. Then 5 years ago, Matej and myself began examining how recent research in neuroscience, environmental psychology, and biophilia, and political empowerment could all help to update and modernize the 50-year-old concept of septet. So we developed third generation septet. This is the theory that in addition to physical tactics that reduce crime opportunities and the social programming that must become part of neighborhood planning, we must also consider new findings in human behavior and the impact of internal environments, the psychology and the emotions inside our minds, our relation to nature, our relation to our families and our friends, the impact of trauma on our children, how families are negatively impacted by the quality of the food they have available, or the blight and the filth around them in the street. All of those things are important too. Thus, third generation septet was born. So today, you'll hear about some of our recent writings and publications that describe this work. A forthcoming book by Matej, myself, Carl Bray, and Jason Tudor called Return to Walden. It is about a neighborhood planning method called Safe Growth, which encapsulates all of these different versions of septet. It'll be published in early 2024. You also hear about Jerry Cleveland's new book with Annie Morrison about new forms of teaching. It's called Tiered Teaching. It's about better methods of teaching, learning, schools, and safety, where many of the delinquency and dysfunction begin in the first place. So please engage with Matej and with Jerry, ask them questions, and seek them out. You're in very good hands. Thank you, and have a great conference.